Hey everybody, and welcome back to my kitchen, where today we're going to be taking a look at grilled chicken with avocado salsa from Gimme Delicious. Found it through Pinterest, as always. It's by Layla, though she does also state in her little article about it that she did not write the recipe. She found it, and I don't know if she adapted or what have you, but she is not the original source for this recipe, apparently. So, might talk about a little bit more about that later. But for now, let's roll that intro. Grilled chicken with avocado salsa is a fairly straightforward recipe, with the marinated chicken going and getting grilled, and you got a fresh avocado tomato salsa that you serve on top of it, and that's really it. There's not a whole lot to it. You got a fair amount of prep work in getting the marinade prepared, and then the chicken into that, flattened out or cut however you want to do it. Then the salsa itself, which is fairly straightforward, a lot of cutting. Big bowl, mix it up, good to go. Squeeze some lime juice on it, sold. So now let's take a look at how all of that goes together right now. Chicken itself is really easy to set up. I cut my breasts into half and then smashed them down to 1 inch. However, I think I would prefer just taking the breast and butterflying it, or cutting it through the middle and saving myself a whole bunch of mess and a whole bunch of noise and pounding. So now let's go ahead and talk about the preparation for the marinade. Now the recipe calls for 2 cloves of garlic, 3 tablespoons olive oil, a quarter cup cilantro chopped, juice of 1 lime, half a teaspoon cumin, half teaspoon paprika, half teaspoon of salt or to taste, and a half teaspoon of black pepper. Quarter teaspoon of black pepper. Now the marinade itself is really easy to throw together. It's just a bunch of chopped cilantro, the olive oil, the garlic, the lime, cumin, paprika, salt, and pepper thrown into a bag. Let it mingle, let it mix, and set it aside until you're ready and done dealing with the chicken. Or you can do what I did and throw the chicken into the bag first and then throw everything for the marinade in and just hope it all mixes up fine in the end. For mine, it did. Spoiler alert. Getting into the salsa now, you can see that starting with cilantro, but this has in it 2 diced avocados, 2 smaller, 1 large tomato chopped, 1/4 cup of chopped red onion, 1 jalapeno de-seeded and chopped, optional. I omitted it in case my 4-year-old wanted to eat some. And then the 1/4 cup of finely chopped cilantro, the juice of 1 lime, and fresh cracked salt and pepper to taste. Now this is basically like any other salsa you probably ever made. It's literally just cut a whole bunch of stuff up, throw it in there, build the flavors, and enjoy the time from there. Tomatoes are really frustrating even with a sharp knife for me for some reason. They always seem to fall apart in the middle and I have trouble getting them in smaller pieces. If anybody's got any tips or tricks on that, just let me know in the comments below. I'll give it a try and let you know how well it worked. Now, I kind of embarrassed myself trying to do the onion a little bit differently, but it worked out well enough for a salsa because it's supposed to be, I like mine slightly roughly chopped anyway. Now we got into the avocado. I did the first half where you put the knife through and you score it and go from there, and then I realized my knife's sharp enough where I almost had myself in the hand 3 times doing it, so I'm like, I'm just going to do it my way instead. It seems to work out well enough. It takes maybe another tick longer and my hand gets a little messier, but you know what? I'll trade messy hands for bloody hands. Rather, I'll trade in my bloody hands for messy hands, because avocado is easier to wash off than blood. I don't know. But it looks like we're getting ready to stir it up. Yeah, you can see my phone down there recording. Give it a stir. Give it a lot of stir. When you think you're done stirring, keep stirring. and eventually it will come together really nicely. Looks like it's almost done. I like the little bit of extra cilantro going into it because that ends up resulting in a fair amount of it sticking to the side of the bowl, so you lose it out of the recipe for the serving, but it doesn't become too light on the cilantro. And there you go, salsa. With the salsa and chicken prepped up, just gotta go ahead, head outside, and get the grill going. I use oiled paper towel to get my charcoal going in the chimney starter. You can see I'm probably going to need a new one this year because that one's rusty. Once that's good and going, you want to go ahead and use more than you think you need because this recipe really likes a hot grill. Now the oil that's in the marinade should end up helping the chicken to keep from sticking. Mine does, as you'll see. However, maybe the onion trick will work. I don't do anything to keep food from sticking on the grill for the most part. It's enameled cast iron grates on mine, so I don't know what I need to be doing to keep it from sticking. I'll test that at some point. You can see that there are bits that did decide that they wanted to stick. Not a whole lot, and only at first, so I'm not really too concerned about it. You really want the grill hot so you can focus on getting some good color on the chicken and getting a solid sear without it drying out too much. You can see I've got my coals set real low, height-wise, down away. And I could have maybe brought it up more, but this balanced out really well for juicy chicken, and you can see some of the color on there is fantastic with the charred bits kind of hanging off the side. As it's getting plated up, I just wanted to go ahead and say that I do recommend this one. The flavors are bright. It's a good summer meal, lightweight, and fairly refreshing. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below with any thoughts you might have, and I will see you in the next one.